Alright guys, so we're in a game on the new map, Alterac Pass. And Alterac Pass is a map that's all about utilizing the momentum, is the best way that I can explain it. It's all about momentum, but there's a lot of comeback mechanics on this map too. Seeing as the objective itself forces the winning team to get in a position that's not very good for them, which means that depending on the heroes you play, means that you can abuse that, and you could come back from the game as long as you're playing people who can attack. And I'll show you when we get a little bit further in the game what I mean by that. I'm going to save MFPallytime really quick and get a couple healing on him so I can lower the cooldown of my jump. I'm just playing Brightwing, and there is going to be a little bit of lag this video, and I apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do about it just because this is some PTR lag that I can't deal with. It's just glitches. It happens on the PTR. And again, I'm just trying to get enough heals on him to where I can jump to someone else. It looks like we're going to need to help him get out. I'm going to go grab a globe, and I will jump probably to Rhaegar. Oh, they're doing a camp at the moment. I'm going to see if I can get some mid lane and just catch this. There's a good wave right here. So when I said it was all about momentum, I'll show you what I mean when we get to some of the objectives. For level 10, I don't really need to get Peekaboo. There's no one that has stealth, and there's not too many bushes near objectives on this map, so I'm not going to get Peekaboo. Instead, I'm going to be getting Unstable Anomaly. Allows me to do damage when they wake up from the polymorph. It's probably the easiest one to get value out of. I'm going to go top so that Rhaegar can rotate down, and then I have globals. Alrighty. So, I see we have some fights going on in here. I'm going to jump to my team, help out him, get a polymorph, which will also explode, doing some damage. We can get everyone a little low. I need to get in here, get some heals for them. I got to make sure that no one here dies, so I'm going to try to get heals on everyone. Get a polymorph on her, not quite enough to kill her, but get a lot of heals. I need to block some shots from Hanzo so that our team doesn't die. Alrighty. Now we just have to defend this. And what I said by momentum, this is the first part that I mean momentum. Once you hold one of these zones, it's very easy to hold off the zone for a while. And once you get it, it's hard for the enemies to take it back because it requires the enemies to channel on this thing for 3 seconds without being attacked, which is almost impossible to do when you're behind. So the first part is, again, all about momentum. As you can see, they don't even really try. Like, they're just trying to fight us. It did look like they did get it back, but because there's also minions that can get it back too, so. And I'm just getting free heals off everyone. I'm out of mana, but great part about Brightwing is can always get. Yeah, so we just need to defend it for another second or two. Boom, we got it. So that's the first part of this objective. The next part is you can see these 3 lines that are growing. This is going to summon a minion in each lane. Now, unlike Tomb of the Spider Queen, where the minions were best if you pushed one lane and let the other 2 lanes do their own thing, these have these auras around them. And these auras give you a lot of benefits. And one of the benefits is that it increases your damage as well as your survivability a little bit. So you want to be grouped up near one of these objectives so that you can get their aura. You can see how I'm critting with all of my attacks. As well as the more people that are near one of these objectives, the more armor they have. So you'll see that I try to stay near him so that I can give him the armor, but I'm also going to probably want to jump to my team. Looks like Illidan's destroying stuff top. I don't need to join them up here. But this is what I was saying when I was saying that you could counter people, because you can they want to be within the range of this minion, but if you are keeping them away from the range of the minion, not only does the minion get nerfed, but the heroes are really easy targets to get killed by whatever you send at them. I'm going to get phase shield so we can get a shield onto like someone like Illidan, for example. Boom, and he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. Okay, but again, 10% shield right here. We're getting the crits, or 10% armor, I mean. And we're also, I'm still just healing everyone. But yeah, so it's all about momentum. You want to push with the objectives. And if you can't push with the objectives, then it loses a lot of its value. We're about to hit level 10 first. Because we already have another healer, I'm definitely going Emerald Wind. We can go for it. But we'll probably want, like, Illidan up here. So there's 2 bosses on this map. And again, when I say momentum, I'm serious. These bosses don't do a lot of damage alone, but they do a ton of CC. So if you push with them, it's hard for the enemies to deal with them. But if you just let them go alone, they don't do as much damage as a lot of the other bosses, so they're not going to be effective to push alone without actually you being with them. Because all they do is really CC the enemies. I kind of want him to dive back, and then I can... And then I can Emerald. Yeah, I'm going to do it. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Again, you want to push with it, so we're going to want to wait a little bit until I got to save him. There we go. That's how we do it. I polymorphed Uriel as she was jumping, and then she got CC, or she got slowed by the thing as well. So this is really good for us. So we're pushing with this thing. Now, when we get to the keep, you're going to notice a few things that are a little bit different. One of the things is, of course, everything looks different because this is a Warcraft map and not a Nexus map. So we'll see a lot of different unique things. But you see over here, the core is a guy. It's not actually a core. It is a person. And this person, the unique part about the core in this game mode is that the core regenerates all of its health and the core has armor. So for every keep you destroy, it lowers the armor of the core. There's a lot of benefits to this. One of the best benefits of this is, while normally a lot of times in pro play you'll see them down 1 keep and then they'll just rush for the game ender. It's very difficult now because he's going to have 40 armor. So you might not be able to do that. Let me jump in, help my team. I may have to Emerald right here. I'm going to split Uriel up from their team. This is a little awkward for us. I don't know who I want to CC, but we do just need to defend, so we should be fine. I'm going to take a lot of damage from this, but that was a really good ult by Hanzo. Alright, I'm still defending. Oh, they got it back. So another thing about this that's kind of interesting is you summon these little Revenants, which these Revenants will push. They're kind of like the catapults, but instead of them being something that has that's a backliner that's firing off shots, what these are instead is they are these bullies that have a ton of health and they push forward. The reason why they're different is because if they were catapults on this map, when they reach the boss is just going to walk forward and one-shot the catapult. So, and then he's going to regen all the health that it dealt. So instead, these build momentum by creating these giant waves because they tank all the shots, and it creates 3 or 4 waves for your team to get. And it's just a really powerful momentum spike that a lot of people don't understand. Like, this map is, again, it's all about momentum. Every aspect of this map is all about momentum. Alright, level 13. I will probably get Ice Block. I don't know if I'll need it, though. But I'll probably get Ice Block anyways. So, the first part of the objective's momentum. The second part of the objective's momentum. All the camps and siege and everything works based off of momentum. So, you can't just let things push in this game. Like, you can't just get camps all game and let the camps push all day long. You need to push with everything. You need to join your team, especially when you get to the last boss. Because he regens, you can't like beat him in 1,000 cuts, right? Like that's one method to beat the cores is you let just catapults slowly drop them down, and then finally they're at like 10% health, and you just do one attack and you win. No, because he regens, the only way that you're actually going to be able to win is if you fight the boss with a momentous fight, something with a lot of momentum, then you have a chance. Okay, so we have 3 here, 2 here. I'm gonna polymorph Hanzo. I'm gonna jump to my team. Again, momentum, guys. I'm jumping with my team because there's no point in me being alone sieging with one. We want to siege together so we're all getting crits, and he gets all the armor that he needs. We'll reposition, but we also need to give armor to this. But he doesn't take damage from Hanzo's ult, so that's fine by us. Alright. So we're going to have 2 keeps down, which means if you look, he has 40 armor right now, and when we destroy this keep, he's going to go down to 20 armor. So now he only has 20 armor, so the boss will be a lot easier to kill for us. This is one of Urel's ults, probably the ult that I would prefer. Her other ult's pretty good, but I think this ult's going to be better. And I'm probably going to increase the duration. Maybe I'll go reduced armor. I mean, no one's really following up the bees, so I'm going to probably go increase duration, actually. Now, I can jump away, and I could jump back to my team whenever, so that's fine. I don't even know if they'll need me down there, so I might just soak, see if we can get a little bit closer to 20. And yeah, the core can fight back. Like, it really does. Normally, the core is very predictable, and it's easy to take out, like, every piece of the core. It's not the case in this map. Like, he spins, he does a lot of different things. So he does like charges, he spins, and he regens. I mean, the regen's probably the biggest part. Oh, and there's also on this map, there's these slow fields, and if you walk through them, it's fine. But if you sit in it for even a little bit, you get really slow. And when I say really slow, I mean really slow. So you want to get out of these as fast as possible. There's bushes around the map, but they're not as plentiful as a lot of the other maps. So people like Tahaka might find themselves feeling like they can't use their mobility as much as they'd like to. I'm just getting heals off on everyone. We do have a boss. Again, bosses work best with momentum because they slow things. But they don't actually do a lot on their own. I might just ult here. It's only a 60-second cooldown. I can always join the team. I might just Z. I'm gonna polymorph Urel again. I'm gonna save MFPallytime. Polymorph again. I'm gonna ice block. Okay, that's fine. Most of us got out, and we still got a fort out of that. Ooh, he might not be able to get out. Yeah, he did. Sorry, MFPallytime. I let you down. Oh, I'm surprised he went E-build without getting the giant E slow. I guess he decided he wanted to go with the reduced damage, and he went with Holy Wrath. Interesting. I'm guessing he's going to have a video out on this game, so we'll know then why he went the builds that he went. We can see the objective is going to be spawning soon, so they're clearing up stuff. There's really not too much benefit to clearing these now because they do respawn once the objective pops, so I don't think it's really that worth it. It's better to work as a team, get other objectives, get boss, get all that. I don't know. Illidan's going to go in. They're going to kill this guy probably. Oh, he's jumping away. Maybe we get boss. Oh, the objectives are available, but still, it's not sure if it's going to be our best bet at the moment. And you can polymorph her while she's channeling, so people who can CC, like do hard CC, it's pretty nice to get rid of. I'm going to ult in. I'm going to ult out. And again, she's channeling, and I just polymorph her. I don't know if she's the best target for that, but she's definitely a decent target for it. Giving some spell armor, some polymorphs. Just getting free heals off. I'm gonna jump to... Oh, try to jump to Zeratul. Yeah, I'm getting the lag on my end too, just because the PTR is pretty laggy. So if you see me like trying to Z on people and it's not going off, I'm not like derping it. I'm just literally lagging when I'm pressing the button. Oh, that's rough. So they're gonna get this objective. You can see he's just regenning health. So if you don't actually fight the boss with momentum, like we had minions that were going for it, but in a regular game, if you down 2 keeps like this, yeah, you'll have minions that'll just go win the game. But in this case, on this map, if you don't push with momentum, you're not going to kill this boss. So it's definitely one of those where you have to push with it. You have to push with your team. You have to push with your objectives, with your camps. And all the camps work that way. Every camp works in a base like momentum. It's really neat. The other thing that's tough about these is if you feel like you're always losing momentum, you can play globals and jump to the enemies one, grab that one instead. If the enemies are defending this one, and it's not safe to do it, but it's sometimes your only option. All right, I'm gonna try to soak us to 20, and we can defend a little bit. I like killing the ones that do damage first, which is usually the ranged units, as the melee units are not that scary, they're just health, and then it'll build up momentum on our team. Again, you're going to hear me say this word 400 times this game. I'm going to have someone who counts it, I'm sure, like the Artanis game where they counted how many times I said swap. But I'm still trying to get 20. Oh. We're winning this. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna ult, get some people moved back a little bit, get some damage off. Nice. Now we're 20. I can poly Deckard. And I have my full Z back up again, so I'm gonna start leaving. I'm gonna start getting this objective. Oh, do we want to win? I can Z. Yeah, we can win this. So this is the boss. He has a spin attack. He has a charge attack. And he has like CCs and stuff. But most of it is the spin attack. So normally what you do is you have your tank take this spin attack while everyone else backs up a little bit. And he's pretty scary. But with momentum, or just if you've down 2 keeps, it is possible to take him out. He has less health than a regular core, but he does have armor and he has abilities and he also regens. So a little bit more difficult. But that is Alterac Pass. It's honestly a really cool map, but it's all about pushing with your stuff. So if you're playing people who can counter pushes like Gul'dan or Ragnaros, you can definitely counter. So I would recommend trying that out where you are... Oh, why not? Give them MFPallytime a click. Yeah, so I would highly recommend that you play people who can counter pushes, people who have a lot of AoEs, because remember, you're going to be sitting... When you're pushing with those the objectives, you have to sit in a circle around it. So people like Gul'dan can just be like constantly harassing them the entire time. So there are a variety of these times where you could be doing this. You could be harassing people that are pushing, or even when, even like these camps and stuff. Like there's so many areas where you can win with just this by countering the momentum, because all you have to do is play people with wave clear or people like Ragnaros who could stop pushes. Yeah, there's definitely ways to come back in this one, and that's what I think I like the most about it, is the objective's strong, but it's not like game ending. You can usually only get a fort out of the first one, and it's not overwhelming. So it seems like a really, really fun map, and I think it's pretty balanced overall. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of the PTR, I should be bringing out more PTR stuff later in the day. Probably later this week, actually, because I already have a URL and a video for this, so we'll see.